Hey everybody, welcome to the webinar. So excited to be here with you. I see a lot of people are already in here. One of the things that I ask is I want to know that you can see actually that you can see the slide with my picture on it and that you can hear what I'm saying to you. So if you could give me a yes, just letting me know that you can see the slide and that you can hear me, then we'll go ahead and get started. The next thing that I want is, and Kurt and Terry have already done this. Thank you, Michael. Michael's saying, hey, he can hear now. Awesome. And Chris. So I want to know what kind of job you're seeking because that's going to give me even more specific advice as I'm leading you through this training. Guys, I'm so excited to be here with you today. It is a fabulous time to be looking for a job. Employers need you, and we need to get in front of them so that they hire you. And we can make all this happen right now with the training that I'm going to give you here today. So about 4 or 5 of you have already given me what kind of job you're seeking, but that leaves another 95% of you have not. So please do tell me in chat what kind of job you are seeking, okay? And Saber, I'm going to want that information for when I go into the Q&A, all right? All right, welcome to Stop Applying for Jobs and Get Hired Instantly. Very excited to be here with you today. If you don't know who I am, my name is Peggy McKee. I am a recruiter, a career coach, author, and the CEO of Career Confidential. I am have been working for years, since 2007, helping people get the job that they want. We've helped over 28,000 people in 92 different countries. And I'm going to help you here today as well. Now, we have the #1 book on Amazon for job interview questions and answers. We also have a really good book on confidence there. So if you need to boost your confidence, that is a manual for helping you do so. Now, the plan for today is we're going to talk about how to stop applying and get hired instantly for about 45 minutes or so. And then after that, I'm going to tell you about our executive coaching club. That's our tool for helping people get the job that they want. And then after that, I'm going to answer every question you have and give you advice so you can move forward in your job search. Now, my team will be collecting your questions, so any question that you put into the chat, we will gather those up and I will answer those at the end of the training. I want to advise you to close out of everything but this training because you don't want to miss any important details. This could be the most important hour in 2019 for your career. Now, unless you have super high-speed internet, I suggest you get your kids or anybody else in the house off of Netflix and anything else that will take up bandwidth. Those things will interrupt your sound and video, and we don't want that to happen. Now, let's make sure that you know how to navigate within the webinar platform. Below the presentation screen is the chat area. Okay, most of you have joined us there. You can put your name in instead of a number there if you'd like to as well. That helps me identify who you are. Again, a lot of you, JC, Kendall, Kurt, MTB, have been telling me what kind of job you're looking for. If you have not told me what kind of job you're looking for, go ahead and do that there in chat, okay? All right, so let's look at this, how to navigate this webinar platform. Most of you are already doing a fabulous job with the chat. This is where you can ask and answer questions. That's where you can also tell me anything that you need to tell me, and I do want to know what kind of job you're looking for. Thank you, Barb. All right, and your free gift for today will turn up and show up in the bottom right hand corner. I'll also tell you when it is there so that you will not miss it. Now, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to have a lot of questions. This is going to be a very interactive discussion, okay? So here's my next question for you, and I do still want to know what kind of job you're looking for, so I'll put that in there. But now I want to know how many interviews you've got scheduled in the next 4 weeks because this is an indicator of how your job search is going. So please do answer that. This is a key performance indicator of how your job search is going. Now, while you answer that, I'll tell you that there are 3 reasons why we see folks not getting the interviews that they want. Mike, I don't know why Firefox would not be giving him his audio. I'm not sure if there's anybody else on Firefox, but it should be giving you audio. The first reason that you might not be getting enough interviews is your cover letter isn't strong enough. A lot of people have a very long, generic cover letter that doesn't sell you, doesn't make them want to read your resume. The next thing is your resume is strong. You may be fantastic, but your resume does not represent you. And then the second thing is you've been applying for jobs online, and that's the worst way to get an interview. Amen, Kelly. Okay, Evelyn's saying she's on Firefox and got audio. Thank you, Evelyn. I really appreciate that. So that means Mike has got, maybe he's got his audio not quite turned on or something like that. So we've been talking about this. Applying online, it is the worst way to get an interview, and I'm going to tell you what you can do that will make a big difference. Now, any one of these things can slow your job search down to a crawl, and you may be frustrated, discouraged, rejected, possibly even scared, but you don't need to worry about that because what we're going to do here today is going to change everything, okay? So it looks like there's a couple people with more than one interview scheduled, but the majority of you do not have multiple interviews, so you are in the exact right place that you need to be today, okay? Now your free gift is down and to the right. You can go ahead and grab that now, okay? And again, if you have not told me what kind of job you're looking for, please do that as well, okay? But here's what we're going to go over here today. We're going to talk about how to have a killer resume, how to find great jobs in your space, how to get in front of the hiring manager for that job, and then how to be your best in every interview so that you crush it and get the offer. You're going to know how to make things happen, and you will get hired, okay? I promise. In a typical job search, a lot of people will look through job boards and look for job listings, right? You follow the directions to apply online and then you wait for a call, which almost never comes. Now, this system is already not getting you hired. So if you keep doing the same thing over and again and expecting a different result, well, Albert Einstein says that that is the definition of insanity. So, we don't want to be insane. Let's do something different. Why don't online applications work? Well, because if you've seen the job, so has another 1,000 people. And then your resume goes into a company database where it is screened for keywords and dates and different things that it'd be very easy to not have on your resume. And then the third thing is, if it does make it to a person, it's usually human resources. And human resources is going to look for a perfect candidate, okay? Someone who doesn't have any, gaps, someone who has the right zip code, who has the right titles, has the right degree, lots of different reasons why you'd get kicked out. And then HR is going to look at you and they want you to be perfect or they're not going to hand you over to the manager. And the problem with that is the manager is the person that you need to be in front of, okay? Because they're the most motivated person. They can see how your skills will transfer and they have the power to say, yes, you're hired. So, not one of these reasons had anything to do with you, did it? So, how can we turn this around? Well, these 3 ways to get the job you want. Number 1, we have to improve your resume. Many of you have issues with your resume that are not getting you the interviews that you need and want. The second thing is we got to change how you get interviews and how many interviews you get, all right? And then we've got to improve your interview performance. So, let's get started. Let's go ahead and start. We're going to talk about the resume first. Again, if you have not told me what kind of job you're looking for, please do that in chat. Okay? Now, most job seekers do not have a good resume. Everyone here needs some help with this. Okay? Most people have a job history. That is not good enough. Before we go any further, let me ask you another question. I'll have you put this in chat for me. How many months have you been looking? Number of months that you've been looking. And Saber, I'll want this information as well for the Q&A. How many months have you been looking? Don't worry about weeks or years or anything. Just give me number of months. That way everybody's talking about the same thing. Just tell me that in chat. Okay? Now I'm going to keep going here. Thank you, Jason. Thank you, Michael, awesome. Barb, Alan, good job, Terry. Okay. It's how you present your information that makes a difference as to whether you have an ineffective job history or an effective marketing document, okay? Now, I've looked at thousands of resumes and there are 3 areas that you can improve. The first is you need an objective or a headline statement. The second is you need to use bullet points instead of paragraphs. And the third thing is a lot of people don't have quantification and we need to add that to the resume. Okay? So we're going to go through each one of these. Okay? Now, the old objective statement is something you need to get away from. So you don't want to talk about seeking a great job with a growing company. You want them to know what kind of job you're looking for. So I've got an example here of a forensic accountant. Okay? There's actually 3 different types of statements from this one statement that you can use. You could use the entire thing, or you could just have forensic accountant at the top, or you could have forensic accountant seeks to use a forensic accounting experience and auditing expertise. But what is important about this is it tells the manager what you're looking for, and it makes them read the resume with that in context. Okay? So it's very, very important. Now, the next thing is you got to have bullet points. Big paragraphs do not get read. I actually have seen heat maps of hiring managers reading resumes, and it is clear that they do not read paragraphs. They skip them and skim them and miss information that you need them to see. So, you need to use bullet points if you are not already doing this. Every job should have bullet points underneath it describing what you do. Use action words like managed team, led campaign, organized project, improved efficiency, reduced turnover, won award. Okay? Quantify your accomplishments. That's the next piece. Let me go back to this though. Um, I want you to know on this quantifying your accomplishments in our Extreme Resume Makeover Kit, which I'll have Saber give you a link to. We have over 500 examples of quantification because this is kind of hard for some people, but it is a game changer on the resume. Okay, so what can you quantify? We can talk about direct reports, production numbers, project budgets, schedules, turnover rate, how many projects you handled, success rates, costs of projects, how many people you helped, accuracy, rankings, sales, revenue, customer numbers, procedures that improve something in some way. Okay? So, any way that you contributed to revenue growth or efficiency or profit for the company can and should be described using numbers, dollars, and percentages. And again, we put over 500 examples in our Extreme Resume Makeover Kit, and our Extreme Resume Makeover Kit is a part of our Executive Coaching Club that I'm going to tell you about in a little bit. Now, let me show you 3 examples of quantification and how powerful it is. On the left is what a lot of people will have on their resume. On the right, I want you to use the strong action verb with numbers, dollars, and percentages. And don't worry about these numbers being big. It doesn't matter that they're big, it matters that they are on the resume. It really influences people to call you for an interview. So, this is a big deal. Okay? Now, my next question for you, and you can just answer it yes or no. If your resume grabbed the attention of the hiring manager, would you get more interviews? Now, while you answer that, I'm going to have you listen to Erin. Erin joined our Executive Coaching Club. She's an HR director in Oklahoma City, making more than $100,000 a year, and I want you to hear how that went for her while you answer yes or no to this question. Here we go.
I am an HR professional, have been looking really a short amount of time. Position was eliminated briefly at a company and found myself having to start this search. Utilizing the coaching program with you, Peggy, I literally started it on a Wednesday, realistically, and interviewed with a company, had a second interview 5 days later, and had a job offer within a week. So it was amazing.
All right, everybody's saying yes because, of course, if your resume grabbed their attention, you know you would get more interviews, right? Okay, so let's keep going. One more point to drive home this numbers, dollars, and percentages. Here's candidate A with no quantification, right? And then let me show you what candidate B looks like with some quantification. I can tell you most of you would want to interview B. You would even think that you would want to hire B, and you would be even thinking that you might have to pay B more than A, and the only difference is the value that that person has communicated to you through numbers, dollars, and percentages. So, my next audience question for you is, would you like the specific training with the proven resume templates, video coaching samples, 400 examples of quantification and all the elements we discussed here, and my personal review of your resume to make sure that it is an interview magnet? You can say yes or no, or you can answer with A, B, and C. While I move on, I've got some other things that I'm going to talk to you about. But I review resumes from around the world. Okay, over 92 different countries, and the job of the resume is to get you the interview. And I can look at your resume and tell you very quickly if it is indeed going to get you the interviews that you need and want. In fact, I talked to 2 people today on the phone, talking to them about their resume and what they needed to change in order to get more interviews. Okay. So she has put that Extreme Resume Makeover Kit link in there for you as well. Remember, it is a part of our Executive Coaching Club, so you don't need to purchase that separately. It comes as a part of our club, and I'll tell you more about that in just a moment. Awesome. Everybody's saying yes, especially the review. In fact, in the Executive Coaching Club, I review every person's LinkedIn profile, every person's resume on a group coaching call. So we are voice to voice as I talk to you about that, so you know exactly what to do. All right? Now, once you get that resume updated, you need to make sure that you get it to the right person, and that person is your hiring manager. Now, that to find your hiring manager, I need you to think about the title of your previous or present boss, and your hiring manager's title will probably be the same or similar. So, the hiring manager for an accountant might be a director of accounting, might be an accounting manager, might be the CFO. So I've got a lot of different examples here for you. And when we're in the Q&A, if you need me to help you think about who your hiring manager will be, I will absolutely do that for you there. Okay? Some companies call the same job by a different title, so I want you to think of as many variations as you can. You need to make this effort to find your hiring manager. If you don't, you won't get interviews, you'll keep applying and getting ignored, and then you'll start thinking, what's wrong with me? But there's nothing wrong with you. The problem is human resources is going to look for a perfect person. And you might say, why won't they look at me? Well, is your resume perfect? Do you have the exact experience, the exact terminology? Probably not. If that's the case, they're not going to help you. They're going to become an obstacle for you to get around. So I want you to go straight to the hiring manager. When you get your resume to the hiring manager, you get it to the person who understands the position best and how your skills will transfer into it. This is also the person who's most motivated to fill the spot because they're carrying the responsibility for the job at this point and they are suffering pain because of it. This person also has the power to say yes. HR cannot say yes, they can only say no, so skip them. You don't need them to be your gatekeeper. So how do you find the names of hiring managers to contact? Well, you can Google them, look for them on LinkedIn, Facebook, Spoke, Jigsaw, corporate websites, directories, Ask Your Network, anywhere that you can think of, right? In fact, I had a lady named Kim out of Ohio. She was 55 years old. She'd been looking for a job for a year. She joined our executive coaching club, and in less than 8 weeks, she'd had a number of interviews and got an offer making $105,000. So that's the power of contacting hiring managers. Now, here's another important piece. You need to find those hiring managers and contact them whether or not they have a job posted. Did you get that? It doesn't matter if they have a job opening listed on Monster, Career Builder, or the corporate websites. Contact them anyway. Okay? Why? Well, it has to do with the hidden job market. So I'm going to ask you guys a question. Have you ever heard of the hidden job market? Now, while you answer that question, I'm going to have you listen to Dave. Dave joined our executive coaching club and in less than 2 months landed the job of a lifetime. He'd been looking for months before with no success. He joined the club and got a fantastic job. And I want you to hear his voice as he talks about it. Here it is.
Hi, Peggy. My name's Dave. The reason I'm calling is that I'm a very satisfied customer. I took a webinar in mid to late July, and we had talked about reaching out to hiring managers, how to do that, how to download the LinkedIn contacts. So I acted upon that on Thursday, and on Friday, after the webinar, I contacted some hiring managers. I got immediate responses from several of them. One was particularly interesting, so I just want to let you know, based on that, I start a new role this Tuesday in a big data AI analytics field and IoT field. And you mentioned this at one of your webinars recently about someone talking about their current role was about 3 years. That's the length of their time. Given that's about my length of time for roles, it's a $600,000 opportunity.
So look at that. That's what happens when you contact hiring managers directly. So let's talk about this hidden job market. Everybody's here. Some people are saying, hey, they've heard of it. Some haven't. But we're gonna all know about it when we get done with this. And that is, hidden jobs are jobs that are never posted. Okay, but that are available at any given time. The majority of jobs are not posted. So whatever the reason is, the job's available, but it's not posted. So when you contact hiring managers, you get in front of all of those jobs. And that is why it is so important to contact hiring managers directly. And you go around all your competition. Remember the lady I was telling you about, Kim from Ohio, that was 55, that had been looking? When she contacted a hiring manager, she ended up getting an interview for a job that wasn't posted and an offer. She never had to compete with anyone else. That is what I want for you. To find hidden jobs, you choose hiring managers who could be your boss at places that you'd like to work and say, hey, here I am. This is what I do. This is what I could do for you. Are you interested? Contacting hiring managers might seem bold and scary, but it's easier than it seems, and there is no other way for you to find all those hidden jobs unless you ask. If you contact enough hiring managers, you start winning the job search numbers game. And what is the job search numbers game? Well, if you contact 20 hiring managers, you may hear back from one or two of them. If you contact 200 hiring managers, you're going to hear back from 10 to 20 of them. The more you contact, the more interviews you get. How about that, right? So this brings me to my next question for you, which is, if you contacted 100 plus hiring managers, would you have more interviews? If you contacted 100 plus hiring managers, would you have more interviews? Go ahead and answer that question there. While you do, I'm going to have you listen to Scott DeVoe. He joined my executive coaching club, and I want you to hear. Now, what you're going to hear is he and I talking in that club, him telling me about the success that he had in less than 3 weeks into the club. Here he is. Okay, so this is Scott DeVoe. And let me pull you up so they can see who you are.
But I want to share with you.
Tell us.
I want to share with you specifically about the work that you've done and guided me and helped me just really fine tune a number of things. And for those of you that are just getting involved in this, listen to what Peggy has to say, because if you take direction and follow her advice, hopefully all of you will have some success that I've had over the last 24 hours. Taking the format that you used and the approach email, if you will, and I included my resume in it. Yesterday, late afternoon, I live in the central time zone here in Chicago. I sent out 397 emails. Within the first 13 minutes that I sent out the bulk email, I had a request for an interview on the phone. Within a half hour, I had 3 phone interviews set up for tomorrow and early next week.
That is fantastic.
Yeah, it's awesome, Peggy. And so I had about 30 responses back.
All right, so that's what happens when you contact hiring managers directly, okay? So the question was, if you contacted 100 plus hiring managers, would you have more interviews? Everybody is saying yes. I'm going to tell you, I've asked that of about 10,000 people, and nobody has said no yet, okay? Because it really does work, okay? Now, contacting hiring managers by the dozens or even hundreds will take less time and get you more interviews than all of the time that you've spent filling out applications, okay? Now, have you thought about what your job search is worth? So you heard Dave, and I told you Erin's job is she makes $100,000 a year. So let's say that's well, I'll actually just put in 100,000 into chat. Dave made 200,000 a year. Scott was making about $97,000 per year. What are you thinking you'll make in the first year of your employment? Can you put that number into chat? Remember, we're all just friends here, and I want you to think about that because it's very important to understand what an amazing resource having that job is to you and how quickly we've got to get you back into that job. So if you don't mind, please share with me the dollar value of what you think the first year on the job will be. You see, if you get a job just even a month sooner, you're going to put a lot of money in your pocket. If you usually make $30,000 a year, that's going to put $2,500 in your pocket. If you make $60,000 a year, that's an extra $5,000 per month. If you make $120,000 a year, it's a $10,000 per month. So it's a lot of money. Thank you, Kristen, Shane, Chris, Trevor, Kurt. I really appreciate that, Barb. Now, we've talked about the resume and improving that. We've talked about getting the interviews. Now we got to talk about crushing that interview. Crushing the interview means to go above and beyond answering the 4 critical questions that every hiring manager has and clarifying that you have communicated to them what you needed to and asking for the next step. Good interviews come down to communication, and these are all communication issues. So let's hit on the first one, the 4 critical concerns. Hiring managers want to know, do you understand the job? Can you do the job? Will you do the job? And do you pose a risk to his or her own continued employment? These are risk assessment questions, right? The very best way that we've ever seen to address these risks is to bring a 30, 60, 90-day plan with you to the interview, okay? 30, 60, 90-day plan will help you see help them see what value you bring. The plan is a written outline of your tasks and goals in the first 3 months on the job. It lists out the critical tasks and how you'll accomplish those. So typically the first days are training and orientation, the next 30 days are getting more involved in doing things on your own, and the last 30 days are where you start making significant contributions to the company. A technical person might learn systems and evaluate effectiveness. A manager might do a SWOT analysis, right? Now, I'm not going to read through all of these, but these are a few quick ideas. Each section should have a full page of activity, and it needs to be specific again to the company and to the job. For example, if you can use the name of the training they use or the software they use, you need to put that in the plan. A plan does take some time and effort to put together before you even know if you have the job, but the results will be amazing. Your plan will answer the 4 critical questions. It will show that you understand the job, that you can do the job, that you will do the job, and by the way, that you are not a risk to their continued employment, okay? So, for example, I want to share with you what Derek wrote as Derek had been looking for a job. He'd been out of work for 5 years because his wife had died while he had 2 very small children. So he'd stayed home with them until they got into school and were much more independent. Then, after they start going to school, he starts looking for an opportunity, right? And he starts interviewing. And even for jobs that he could do with his eyes closed, he cannot even get the offer. Okay, so when he gets his next interview, he gets the Career Confidential 30, 60, 90-day plan, and he takes it, and they are so impressed, they actually have him come back and interview for a more senior job, which he does, come back and interview, and he even brings a plan for that, and guess what? He got the bigger job with the better salary, the higher salary. So, I'm going to ask Sabre to give you the links for the 4 plans that we have. In Derek's case, he was a manager, an operations manager, so he used our manager's plan. If you're an executive, you would use our executive plan. If you're a salesperson, you use our sales plan, and we have an action plan for individual contributors. These are game changers, okay? Now, we include all 4 of these plans in our executive coaching club, so you have access to all of them in the club. And I will review your plan as well for you in the club as well. So again, I'm going to ask Sabre to put those links into chat for you. Okay? So this brings me to my next question for you. Well, let's talk about what did we learn from Derek. Without the plan, no offer. With the plan, he received a better offer. He got a better job with more money. This is what we need. Okay? Hold on here. I feel like we're not getting some information that we need to put in here. Okay. So, what does the 30, 60, 90-day plan do for you? Well, it changes the dynamic of the interview. It's a communication tool that says, hey, I've thought a lot about how I could be successful in this job, and I've put together an outline and would like to talk it over with you. Okay? So you're having a conversation, you're building rapport, you've put you and the hiring manager on the same team talking about how you're going to be successful working for them. That conversation helps them to visualize you working for them, and that gets you a very long ways toward the offer. Visualization is a powerful technique. Successful salespeople want to use it all the time. They will have you, if you go to buy a car, they don't just want to talk to you about the car, they want you to sit in the car seat, right? They want you to feel the leather. They want you to smell that new car smell. They want you to imagine what it would be like to own that car and to drive it and how you would feel, right? Because they know if they can get that emotion involved, they're going to get the offer, okay? Now, if you brought a detailed, comprehensive 30, 60, 90-day plan to the interview, would you get more offers? Can you let me know that in chat? If you brought a detailed, comprehensive 30, 60, 90-day plan to the interview, would you get more offers? I'm going to go ahead and let you guys answer that. I'll be right back. I'm going to get a drink of water. Okay, everybody is saying yes. So again, I'm going to include all 4 30, 60, 90-day plans in the Executive Coaching Club. When you bring this plan, the hiring manager gets an up-close look at your critical thinking skills, your knowledge, your drive, your energy, and your enthusiasm. These things don't fit on your resume, but have a major impact on how they think of you as a candidate. Okay, so this is a big deal. And as you go through the plan with them, you're going to ask questions. You're going to say, I thought if I got this training first, it would make it easier to do X later. Do you agree? Does this make sense? Am I on the same page? Do I have this right? Okay, now, this allows you to ask the very best question when you bring a 30, 60, 90-day plan, and that is, if I were to do all the things that I have on this plan, do you agree that I would be successful in this job? You see, asking that question boosts your chances of getting the job by 30 to 40%. Now you might think, well, Peggy, I'm not comfortable with that wording. There's a couple other ways that you can ask it. You can say, are you confident that I'm someone who can be successful, or that I'm someone who can meet the challenges of this position? Are you going to move me forward in the process? Can we schedule the next step? Can you see me being a productive member of the team? Now, this brings us to our next question. Would you like the specific video coaching, proven templates, guide, and samples of the 30, 60, 90-day plan, including my personal review of your plan? You can say yes or no in chat. I'm going to put a line in here so that we can tell that this is a new question. I want to hear your answers there. Okay. So go ahead and answer that there for me. Yes, absolutely. Everybody's saying yes. This is a game changer. Do not go to your interview without this. The quality and construction of your plan really matters. Sometimes I'll have people say, well, I took a 30, 60, 90-day plan to my interview and it didn't work for me. And my question is, did you take our plan? And sometimes they'll say they came up with their own plan. You need a plan. A quick check by me will tell you if it's going to get you the best job of your life, okay? This is very important. So everybody is saying yes, yes, yes. Okay, so let me share with you a couple experiences. Pete Carr was laid off. He was looking for a job. He was getting lots of interviews, but not getting the offer. So he took the 30, 60, 90-day plan, and guess what? He ended up getting the offer above what higher level job because of that 30, 60, 90-day plan. And like Derek, you knew he was an operations manager. He was failing at interviews. When he took the 30, 60, 90-day plan, he ended up getting the job easily. Okay. His college graduate took it, and the hiring manager actually used it as a training program for the rest of his hires. So this is a very big deal. It is a game changer. Okay. The 30, 60, 90-day plans elevate your interview conversation. They elevate you as a candidate. They boost your negotiation power, and you'll actually get a higher salary, which will affect future raises and promotions. A higher salary now boosts a percentage-based raise later. So this is a big deal. Now, we've had folks in sales, manufacturing, operations, IT, pharmacy, marketing, finance, healthcare, legal, education. We've had folks get jobs at Disney World, FedEx, Microsoft, Google, Apple, Citrix, and even Amazon using these plans. Okay, we've had folks from new grads all the way up to managers, executives, directors, and C-level using this. It's a big deal. You see, when hiring managers are choosing between candidates, they want a clear winner. To just really drive this home, let's make this a contest between you and your identical twin. Let's say your twin looks just like you, drives the same car, has the same resume, has the same job, and even answers interview questions exactly the same. Because you're in this webinar, you're going to bring a well-developed 30, 60, 90-day plan, and that's going to display your critical thinking skills, your knowledge, your drive, your energy, and enthusiasm. You and that hiring manager are going to get into a much deeper conversation about the company, about the job, and about how you're a solution for their problems. Now, you leave the interview. Your twin comes in maybe with just her resume or his resume. I want to know, and I want you to answer me in chat, who will get the job offer? Who's going to get the job offer? Can you answer that for me? You can say, I will, or my twin will. Who's going to get the offer? This is very important. Who's going to get the offer? You can say, I will, or my twin will. The man with the plan. That's right. It is just that way. Do not go to an interview without one. Now, Sabre has put the links up above there for you, so you can grab those. All of this is about how to sell yourself for the job. Okay? To show that you're the clear winner, you have to turn that resume into a marketing document. You've got to stop applying for jobs and start going directly to hiring managers. You've got to answer the 4 critical questions of every hiring manager and communicate more effectively in the interview by bringing that 30, 60, 90-day plan. All of this is about how to sell yourself for the job. The job search is a sales process. You and your skill sets are the product for sale because you want someone to hire you. Your customer is the hiring manager. Your job is to show them your value and make them want to choose you. The normal process of applying for jobs keeps you away from your customer, and you can't make the sale without talking to the person with the money in their pocket and the problem that needs to be solved. This is a fundamental change to job searching, but when you put these strategies into place, you're going to go from struggling, no interviews, very discouraged, to getting interviews you're excited about and offers within weeks. Now, I told you I was going to give you a chance to get some additional training, and here it is. If you know that this is what you need, right? If you know that you want the coaching, the edge that you need in your job search and interviews, and you want all of the templates, reviews, and expert guidance that you said you did, I've put together a system that will give you the very best resume, the very best interviews, and the best job offers fast. So if you want all of the interviews and all the offers you can get, you can do this for one low price, okay? You'll have our perfect resume template, which includes, remember, the template, the video coaching, the examples, the samples, and my review of your resume and the 500 examples of quantification. You'll have our perfect cover letter template that will actually get you the interviews. You'll have a LinkedIn profile tutorial, so if your LinkedIn profile is not up to date, you can do this. You'll have our Hidden Jobs Finder, which is our tool for finding and contacting hiring managers, plus the strategic messages that powerfully communicate with hiring managers throughout the search. You'll have our proven job-winning 30, 60, 90-day plans, no matter what level you're at, right? And you'll have stronger networking skills, more confidence through coaching and confidence building courses, more effective interview skills with extensive training, tips, and strategies so that you excel in the interview, whether it be on the phone, in person, or in a panel. The right words to navigate salary. We actually had a gentleman negotiate a $5,000 bump in base pay using this salary negotiations. And you'll have over 200 hours of online video coaching on topics that any topic that's involved in the job search. And if you choose, you'll get to come to a group coaching call every week with me where you will speak to me voice to voice, just how you heard Scott DeVoe doing. And I am America's #1 job interview and job search coach. Imagine how that would push you through your job search. Now, each one of these things sell on our website every day. You're going to get over $1,100 worth of tools, over $1,600 worth of coaching every month because you're going to be invited to that group coaching call every week. And you'll be able to do all this for one low monthly price of $97 per month. Now, you can cancel the contract at any time. So if you get a job in the first 3 weeks, or if you don't think it's working for you, you can cancel within the first month. You can cancel. You heard Erin, she only used the program for 1 month. Dave and Scott DeVoe used the coaching program for 2 months. You can cancel at any time. This will make sure that you get the very best job that you need and deserve. Okay? We've had folks tell us that they got the best offer they've ever received, and you have no risk. You have a 100% money back guarantee within the first 30 days of your purchase. Now, we can only offer this to a few people because it is very time intensive. So we only have 10 memberships available today. 10 memberships available today, and they will all go today. So if this is what you need, if you want to be on that group coaching call this week, then you need to go ahead and place your order. And I'm going to offer you $500 worth of additional tools to help you get where you need to go in your job search. And you'll get to keep these even after you cancel your membership. So I'm putting the link to the membership in the chat for you. It's right there. It's $97 per month. Again, you can cancel at any time. And it's 100% money back guarantee within the first 30 days of your purchase. Now, we offer you 81 job search coaching videos. These are yours to keep. They're worth $400. You can share these with your family. These are game changers. We also are going to give you our 50 job interview questions and answers mock interview tool. 99% of the people who use this told us that this was a game changer and improved their answers immediately. I'm also going to give you my interview mastery ebook. This will help you prepare for all of those interview questions, 10 interview questions. And you're going to get my podcast 6-pack, okay? Tom Skelton joined our club and in less than 6 weeks had a job making $100,000 a year. $97 to pay you the thousands of dollars that you're worth when you're employed is worth it. You're going to have my telephone interview prep podcast, my brag book podcast, references, panel interviews, closing for the job. This will make a big difference for you, okay? So, what do you need to do to get all $500 worth of these additional bonuses? Go ahead and place your order today. Again, it's going to be a first come, first serve basis. And as I said, we can only offer it to 10 people today. So if you know that this is what you need, go ahead and place your order. Again, it is only available to 10 people today for $97 per month. Okay? Cynthia Cami actually, let me go forward. Cynthia was in HR. She said, Peggy, I got the job today, director of HR, higher than what I had originally applied for. I know a lot of it had to do with that 30, 60, 90-day plan. I don't know if you watched the national championship the other day, but notice everyone has a coach. You know why? Because you do better with a coach, okay? A coach can get you farther than you can get on your own. This membership is the same idea. Let's get you hired fast, just like Patrice, just like Cynthia and thousands of others. I want you to hear what Joel Philhauer said about this program and what it did for him. Here he is.
Yeah, Piggy, I'll tell you what, it was probably the best $197 I've ever spent. I'd been battling the job market there, going to the job boards, and getting 100 emails a day telling me all these great opportunities, and I'm filling out the applications and getting no response at all. And I came along and saw your advertisements and attended one of your webinars and spent the money on the products that you sell, the information, the guidance that you provide, and so I spent the money. And after 3 months of nothing, 10 days later, after writing to people out there on LinkedIn and working with my network, within 10 days I had a response of somebody that wanted to talk to me. And I went, and within 2 hours, from moment of introduction to the job offer, took about 2 hours. And I've been with this organization now for almost 3 months. It's a great opportunity, and I couldn't have done it without you. The compensation was $150,000 a year.
Okay, so you just heard Joel. He made $150,000 using these tools to get the job that he wanted. Okay, so what we're going to do right now is we're going to go to the Q&A. Again, I've put the link for the Executive Coaching Club into chat for you there. Remember, it is a first come, first served basis. You're going to put a lot of money in your pocket. With Joel, he put $10,000 in his pocket the next month. Do you think he thought it was worth 2 months in the club? Yes, absolutely. It's worth 2 months in the club for each one of you as well. So let's make this happen. So what you have to do to order, you can click on the links over on the right hand side, or you can click on the link that I've given you in chat. Okay? You have nothing to lose and everything to gain by getting this. All right, so we're going to go to Q&A now. I'm going to go ahead and put you on the link there so that you can see that. And I'm going to start talking to you a little bit about what's going on with you in your job search. Okay, so Shane is in distribution center management. Shane, we've actually had a lot of folks within that kind of an area. Also Terry in operations manager. Derek was an operations manager, Terry. So this will absolutely work for you. Kurt in marketing. You know how marketing makes a difference, and I'm going to teach you how to market yourself so that you get the offers and the opportunities that you want. Again, remember, we only have 10 memberships available today. Teresa Goetz and Kendall have already purchased, so now we only have 8 left. Teresa and Kendall have already purchased, so we have 8 left. We can only offer this to 10 people today. Those 8 are going to go. You need to make a decision. Are you going to make a change? Is this the change for you? Chris in IT, you are worth a lot of money, and I want to help you, and I can. And Michael in IT, I think I need to read this one note for you guys from Stephen Solomon. Peggy, wanted to tell you I had an interview last Friday, and for the first time in my 23-year IT career, I got a call with the offer the same day. What was the clincher? The 30, 60, 90-day plan. So remember, you're going to get all 4 30, 60, 90-day plans with the executive coaching. So this is going to make a big difference for you. Trevor in marketing, this will absolutely work for you. Kelly, I've actually worked with a number of instructional designers and helped them get the job that they wanted. Kurt, product leadership executive, you'll want to use the executive plan. By the way, Michael, I'm thinking computer system specialist, you're probably going to use the action plan. Kurt, in marketing director, since you're probably reporting, others are reporting to you, you're probably going to use the manager's plan. Okay. Jim, in COBOL developer, you're going to use the action plan. Guest 4861 is a full charge bookkeeper. You're going to learn how to get the job that you want, or if you want to get, and I see JC that you're in remote bookkeeping, you can learn how to get customers using this. I can help you with both of those. You will all be invited to our group coaching call this week. It is on Thursday of this week. Barb, in accounting, I know you say you can't afford it. I don't think you can afford not to do it. Just join for 1 month, if not, just for 1 month, and come to the 4 coaching calls. MTB IT is a hot area. Let's do it. this will work for you. Jason in healthcare, this will absolutely work for you. Guest 8213, we have a lot of project managers who use these tools, okay, and have great success with them. Let me go ahead and read a couple more of these. I get these emails every day, okay? So one of them is from Greg Morrissey. Peggy, I wanted to let you know I used your 30, 60, 90-day plan twice now, and it really works. Both positions were well over $150,000 a year, and I was offered both the jobs. It is a game changer. Thank you for the tips. It was well worth the money. Okay? Jack Ray said, Peggy, I want to thank you for your tips and the coaching. I'm happy to say that I've taken a job that is I'm more than satisfied with the compensation. After being off work for a year, I'm pleased to be a contributor to my new company. Let's see here. Joe said, Peggy, I wanted to let you know that your group coaching sessions prepared me to get the job that I wanted. I owe a great amount of thanks to you and your techniques for finding hiring managers, interviewing, and negotiation. I would have never done it without you. Please do not hesitate to ask if you want me to speak to one of your clients about the success that I've had. Paula Nejmulski. Now, Paula hired me individually to help her, but she said, I can't say enough about how pleased I am. I had an important interview and you helped me polish that presentation skills. I was offered the position and I'm so glad that I invested my time and money as it so obviously paid off. Okay? These are the kinds of tips, the kinds of emails that I receive every day from people. Here's another one. Let's see, Jack Ray. Let me give you another one here. Here's one for Katina Pitson. I actually had 2 offers in the same week and was able to select my dream job. I increased my salary by $35,000. Now, let's say that Katina was in the club 2 months, which is $194, and she got $35,000 more, right? Jason Bauman, if you've been looking for that many months, you've got to do something differently. I can absolutely help you. Kristen, this will absolutely work for you. Elaine, in banking and accounting, we have a lot of people. Barb, you can't be out another 6 months. It's too good of a time to be out of a job search, out in the job right now. Chris, job hunter, 8 months is crazy. Let's make it happen. Trevor, this will absolutely work for you. Evelyn, this means that you're worth $5,000 next month if you get a job. So wouldn't it be worth $97 in order to get a $5,000 check next month? I think so, right? Kurt, you're worth over $6,000 a month. Trevor, $5,000 a month. Shane, $6,000 or $7,000 a month. Kristen, almost $10,000 a month. Chris, over $10,000 a month. Terry, I know you've already purchased. Guess 7880. You're worth over $10,000 a month. You need to go ahead and place your order. You do have to place your order within the next, let's see how many minutes, 21 minutes in order to get the offer that you want, okay? 21 minutes in order to get the offer that you want. Again, we can only offer it to 10 people. Let me go and see how many have already purchased. Okay, so we've already had 3 purchases now, so there's only 7 memberships left. Okay, 7 memberships left. These will all go by the end of the time that we're here today, so you need to go ahead and place your order. I want you to listen one more time. I'm going to show you the products that you're going to get. Let me go back to that. And I'm going to have you listen to Scott DeVoe one more time. Here he is. Okay, so this is Scott DeVoe. And let me pull you up so they can see who you are.
But I want to share with you.
Tell us.
I want to share with you specifically about the work that you've done and guided me and helped me just really fine tune a number of things. And for those of you that are just getting involved in this, listen to what Peggy has to say, because if you take direction and follow her advice, hopefully all of you will have some success that I've had over the last 24 hours. Taking the format that you used and the approach email, if you will, and I included my resume in it. Yesterday, late afternoon, I live in the central time zone here in Chicago. I sent out 397 emails. Within the first 13 minutes that I sent out the bulk email, I had a request for an interview on the phone. within a half hour, I had 3 phone interviews set up for tomorrow and early next week.
That is
This morning,
fantastic.
yeah, it's awesome, Peggy. And so I had about 30 responses back when I walked into the office this morning. Also had some people referring me to jobs online via their company's website. I've had a couple of recruiters reach out to me here, and we're setting up some time to talk in the next couple of days.
I think the question you got to ask yourself, none of you had 3 interviews scheduled. I'm telling you, we're going to be able to get you 3 interviews with this club working together. What is it worth to have 3 interviews to know that you're going to get the interviews and the offers that you want? This will make a big difference. Kurt, Kelly, Michael, Jim, Elaine, Barb, let's do this thing. Let's don't wait another second. It's a great time to be looking for a job. You need a job. I can help you get it. Okay, but you've got to take the first step. You've got to place your order and get going. Let's get into that group coaching call this week and get you started. You know what people tell me all the time is, I wish I had found you sooner. I wish I had found you sooner. Don't be that way. Don't be that way. Let's do it today. Okay, guys, you have 18 minutes. 18 minutes to go. Okay. While you do that, I'm going to have you listen. Linda says, I found a job and wanted to let you know that the 30, 60, 90-day plan that I gave the hiring manager made the difference. I was so nervous. The manager had never seen anything like it, was thoroughly impressed. And now I'm making more than I ever have before, and I owe it to you. Thank you so much. Okay. Debbie Ross, thank you. I've passed your email on to all of my friends. It isn't often people get kudos for their long work. You deserve the kudos. I got the offer. I prepared the 30, 60, 90-day plan. It was a smash hit. They said this is exactly what they needed. The job is mine. I'm really pumped up right now. Thank you so much. Okay, and we heard from Joel and Cynthia. Sheila Mullaney, at the age of 63, I was convinced I was being overlooked. Using your plan and your strategies, I was able to succeed in a short amount of time. By the way, she cut her commute by 16 hours a week. Okay. Let's see. Philippe Vivette, I want to thank and congratulate you for your tremendous help in providing me in my job search. I did my best and followed your instructions and received a fantastic new job in 5 weeks. Even now, I receive new proposals. I must say the 30, 60, 90-day plan was a key element in my success. Okay. Jim Jonas, I really don't think I could have done it without you. Best regards, Jim Jonas. Thank you so much. So these are the kind of notes that I get. I get them every week, and I want to get one from you. But in order for that to happen, we've got to move forward, get together on that group coaching call, and solve your problem. Get you in front of the managers you need to be in front of, and have you communicate the way that you need to so that you get the offer. Okay, guys, we are down to less than 16 minutes. 16 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and jump off this webinar, and I don't see any other questions here. You have to do something different if you want to get a different outcome. The resume review and the cover letter review. You get all of this plus the bonuses as long as you order in the next 16 minutes. And again, as I said, there are only, let's see how many, there's only 6 memberships left now. Okay, 6 memberships left now. So if you're going to place your order, you need to go ahead and do so. I'm going to wish you the best, and I will talk to you on a webinar soon. Bye, guys. For those of you who have ordered, I'll see you on the group coaching call. I'll review your LinkedIn profile, your resume, and tell you exactly what to do in the next 7 days to get your job search pumped up and going. So it was a pleasure to speak with you today. I want your success, but you have to take a chance. You have to invest in yourself. Investing $97 for a $5,000 payout next month is well worth it. I'm telling you, I would do it all day long, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and mute myself. I'm going to leave you here where you can see the $97 program. Let's see, why is that not up on the screen? It'll be there in just a moment, I'm guessing. If you have any questions at all, please do not hesitate to contact us at our website at support@careerconfidential.com. Okay? And I'll wish you the best. You've got 14 minutes and there are only 6 memberships left. Thank you.